So, welcome to 2024. Already we've had lies about immigration figures, a new tax on the poor, a Tory MP resignation, a millionaire bank boss telling us we're not as bad off as we thought, an income milestone, and more revelations about paedo partygoers. In an attempt to persuade us that Rishi's promise to stop the boast is working, Home Secretary James Cleverly, who thinks it's okay to give rohypnol to your wife, proudly said small boat crossings have reduced last month. In that really stormy weather. A bit like the time Priti Patel said shoplifting had reduced during COVID when the shops were shut, stating the fucking obvious and claiming credit for it again. And Rishi's been claiming they've reduced the number of asylum claims. But by that, he's talking about the legacy numbers, not actual numbers, not a distinction he's ever mentioned before. And he's ignoring the fact that thousands have been removed from the list for various reasons, only we don't actually know where they are. Massaging the figures again, who'd have thought it? They're as slippery as a bucket of eels poured down a roller coaster. They've introduced a new tax too on anyone selling stuff on platforms like eBay and Vinted. So if you've been hit really hard by the cost of living crisis and are having to sell off your possessions to live, don't make more than £20 a week. Although, unlike businesses who only pay tax on profits, you'll pay tax on the full amount, even though you'll be selling them for less than they cost you in the first place. And talking of tax, Chancellor Jeremy Hunt has said the national insurance cut that started to take effect will save someone on an average 35 grand salary just over £450 a year. Whoopie fucking do. That won't even cover most people's monthly mortgage and energy rises, let alone the cost of living increase and things like car insurance. Mine's just gone up 70% and they told me the average was 65%. Bastards. People this won't affect are the FTSE 100 top earners who've already earned more in 2024 than the average worker will earn in the entire year. Remember, folks, very rich people don't pay taxes. Not surprising then that the boss of Nat West, who earns a basic salary of 764 grand, recently said it wasn't difficult to get on the housing ladder, even though house prices have risen 17% since 2023. The new year continued like last year with the junior doctors, or trainee doctors, as the Health Secretary ignorantly and incorrectly called them, going on strike for 6 days. The government's refusing to negotiate while they're on strike, which has never been a thing before, and point to the settlement with junior doctors in Scotland, while conveniently forgetting how their settlement included a commitment to a pay rise next year and long-term pay restoration. In a rare moment of Tory MP integrity, Chris Skidmore, an ex-Environment Minister, has resigned over oil and gas licences being issued, which will be voted on next week in Parliament because MPs don't start back to work until then. It will result in another by-election for Rishi to face now he's said he's too scared to face a general election until late in the year. Court documents from the Epstein case in America have been released, and unsurprisingly, Bonnie Prince Andy's name has come up again, with calls for the police to open up investigations in this country. Yeah, fat chance. And there have also been calls for the police to investigate the post office as well for the scandal which saw sub-postmasters imprisoned or even taking their own lives after post office software Horizon, which was supplied for Fujitsu, falsely showed they'd been stealing money. Priti Patel, who did absolutely fuck all about it in the 3 years of being Home Secretary, is now championing the move. But who was in charge at Fujitsu at the time? Well, bugger me backwards, it was only the husband of current Secretary of State for Education, Gillian Keegan. After 20 odd years of campaigning, it's taken a TV programme to really get things moving, despite the ongoing inquiry, which, like the ones for the infected blood scandal, Hillsborough and COVID, should really be criminal trials. If the tossers in power make your blood boil like they do mine, why not subscribe now, which really helps us smaller channels. Choose notifications and share.